guys, and welcome to the inaugural video of what will eventually become, hopefully, a decent YouTube channel. Today we're just going to be playing through a game called Bad North. I'm going to be wiping all my progress, and we're going to be starting fresh. I don't think there's a way for me to fully wipe it, so I'm not going to use any of the stuff that I had unlocked, like the items, the skills. I'm just going to start with basics, and we're going to be playing on the hardest difficulty. However, we will be allowing level restarts. I will not be using the tutorial because I will be explaining everything as I go, and hopefully I can explain my process and why I do things the way I do, so that you can all understand and enjoy the game with me. Alright, let's get started. So, this is a game called Bad North. It's a game about, it's a strategy game. It's an island defense, so it's almost like real-time strategy and tower defense at the same time. Essentially, in it, you control your armies, and you need to fight off the waves of invaders that are trying to take over your islands. Now, once we get to the world map, I will explain a little bit more. I'm just gonna adjust the music here a bit, so that it's not too loud for you guys. But it's almost tower defense, strategy, and automatic all at once, because these little troops that you have will defend themselves as well as they can, depending on the positioning and everything. So it really matters like how you place them, how you move them, because when they're moving, they are very vulnerable to attacks. Now, the other big thing about this game is when a house gets destroyed, you do not get the bonus coins for defending the house, which makes it a lot harder to upgrade, especially in the early stages when there aren't many houses to defend. These little symbols represent artifacts, so we'll be trying to go for 100% completion, but we will probably prioritize anything like artifacts or new commanders, because those will give us more commanders, which is a pretty obvious one. It essentially gives us more people to use each turn, or it will give us artifacts, which can be very game-changing. I have absolutely no clue how long this video is going to be. I highly doubt it's going to do well, but I also wanted to pick this game because it's one of the games that I'm actually pretty decent at playing, so I can use this to kind of talk about what I want this channel to be and how I'm going to make it there. And first things first, to anybody out there who does decide they want to watch me and who happens to enjoy this terrible voice of mine, I have so many different games, so many different genres, so if there's something that you guys want to see, please just let me know, and I will do my best to provide it. If I don't have that exact game for it, I will attempt to find something in my library that is similar, or I will see if it is viable for me to go purchase it at the time. When the houses are left undefended for long periods of time, they will, the invaders will throw torches at them. However, these houses do actually heal over time as well, and you can send your troops into the houses in order for them to heal. So it's a good way to replenish troops. However, it does take a significant amount of time, So you won't see me doing it often if I can avoid it. As I was saying, this is going to be the first video. I believe there's also a 7-second live stream that was me testing some stuff out. But like I said, if there's anything that you guys wish for me to like make, any sort of content, if there's a specific niche that you haven't found anybody filling, then yeah, go ahead, let me know. Leave a comment. And like I said, I'll do my best to try to provide that. Now, this is where other elements of that strategy come in, because you have different upgrades. So each different upgrade does something different. Like the pikemen are better at holding spots. Archers aren't great in melee combat, but they are a phenomenal troop, especially when they're fully upgraded. And the infantry are probably the one you'll see me using most often, because they are just straight up amazing, since they have shields to block attacks, and they have so many different options in terms of versatility. So they're very much like the middle ground. These guys are to hold ground, and these are really just straight up damage. And they are so useful because they can even hit those invaders while they're still on their boats, if you place them properly. So to start, I'll probably get an infantry with Gareth, and then we will go for the artifact next turn. So all these little lines, I don't know if they're super easy to see or not, but all these little lines are what happens every time you end your turn. So when you end your turn, this fog back here will move forward up to that next line. So like it'll move past Norby on this next line, or on this next turn, and then on the second turn it'll cover Isle of Swords and Stack. So it's best if you can take at least 2 islands in a turn. Obviously, I'm still a little underpowered to do that right now, but you will see me doing like 2, 3, maybe even 4 islands in a turn if I can do that properly. Now, the other thing is, I will be trying to go for a full completion of this game, which means that I will need every island, and I will be trying to collect every house on each island in order to make that easier. So if I do end up having to restart an island, I will probably edit around that. But again, if you'd rather see all my failures, I can leave them in as well. I'll probably leave a few in and then edit around some, depending on how much of a level I've already played. But yeah, so we're gonna go and we're gonna get this artifact. So pikemen actually would have been a very good choice here, because I could have set them up right here on the edge of this stairwell, and they just would have killed everybody. I did, however, start with the infantry because I saw that there is a new type of troop that is coming up on the next island that we will be doing. And given that it's the early game and I have played a little bit of this game in the past, I know that that next type of troop is going to be archers, so this infantry unit is going to be so vital, because their shields can actually block those arrows. And like I said, it also makes them far hardier when they are fighting all the other troops, compared to just the guys with normal swords, given that they now do have a specialization. You will still see them dying, and having the high ground is always a super useful thing, because when you have the high ground, they need to fight their way up the steps, which gives your troops the advantage. So if you can, always keep the high ground. Now this should be the last group of enemies here. We're just gonna try to survive, because there was a lot more of them than I thought on that last boat. And I probably shouldn't have sent these guys to replenish right then, but... Okay, so our first artifact is mines. Not gonna lie, this is not one that I've used very often, so let's take a look at it together. So each commander can hold one item. You cannot equip the item, or you cannot unequip the item once you have given it to a commander. Now, oops, I guess Donaghy is going to be keeping the mines with him. Apparently, these mines can be placed on the ground, triggering a powerful explosion. So, since he has the mines, I think I will make Donaghy a spearman, or a pikeman, in order to hopefully use these really well, because I feel like these two will pair very well together, since I can place mines to thin numbers and then poke them with long pointy sticks. Because who doesn't love getting poked by a long pointy stick? It's a bad joke, but funny one nonetheless, eh? So, the nice thing about these islands with the commanders, you actually get that commander to fight with you on these specific islands. And any commanders with a symbol on their flag have extra traits. So I can't remember what this tree means, but it does mean that they have some sort of bonus. Ah, so I was actually wrong. It's not archers, but it's rather infantry that is invading us this time. So hopefully the infantry we have will be enough to fight them off, along with the help from the local commander. One thing that I haven't mentioned, you never want to leave your troops standing where a boat is about to land, because it will stun. And if your troops get stunned, they will be far easier for any enemies to deal with. Now I do believe this should be the last set of troops. Yep. And each type of house will give a different amount of coins. So there will always be one that gives 3, there will be a few that give 2, and then there'll usually be a couple that give 1. On the smaller islands it'll just be 3, but on an island like this it'll be, that would probably be 3, 5, 7, 8 coins from this island, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not sure. And the trait that this one has is sure-footed, so this would actually make them very good pikemen as well. Now, since this was infantry and there's another unknown here, that is likely to be archers, so I'm actually not going to use Donaghy just to fight that, because Donaghy as a pikeman will probably lose to the archers. However, what I will do... Oh, I just said I wouldn't do that. What I will do is end my turn before using Donaghy, and I will then use Gareth and Quena in this defense, and then I'll use Donaghy in the defense of that other island that has another local commander just above this one on the map. Now, I will always try to use my infantry on the bottom level, but I will be keeping them in reserve as much as I can until I see those archers show up, because I want them to lock those use arrows. So the archers are appearing from two different sides, and you can see the efficiency of the pikemen. They're just sitting in that one spot. They are easily, they easily fought back the infantry. And so you will see me using infantry mostly against the shieldmen and moving them one square at a time only. When they are moving, they are very vulnerable. When they aren't, they are more able to use their shields to block. And so I will kind of just let the AI do what it can in order for my infantry to live for as long as possible. Now, the other downside to putting people into the house is even if you have some, the progress bar needs to start at 0. So you will always be waiting the maximum amount of time. Now, there is one artifact that might change that, but we just received our infantry back, so we can send them to kill all the archers. And there we go. Oh, and if you look at that, it's only 2 coins from this house, it's not 3. So I was wrong. And this island will probably only give us 8 or 7 coins in total. This island will give us 3, but is only archers. Now, we will be doing this island anyway, because in order to complete the game at 100%, if we don't do this island this turn, we would not be able to do the island in the future, which also means losing out on a commander with a very strong trait. And then on the next turn we'll have 4 commanders, so we will probably be able to take Grassholm and Bardsey. So this will be a very... I will have to play this one very strategically, because I do not have any shields to defend against the archers. However, there's only 3 spots that the archers can land. And also, this trait is the popular trait, so it increases the squad size of this commander. So I will make this commander into an infantry most likely, because that will provide the most bonuses, since it means extra shields. Popular commanders are also very good when made into pikemen, because there's more pikemen to stand their ground. However, I do prefer having the extra blocks with more shields. Now, given that this is an archer-only level, if you can get in close, the archers aren't much of a threat. However, as you can see, they've already taken a lot of this squad down, and there are a lot of archers that will come in on these levels, especially in the later stages. If it's only one troop, you'll get like 20, 30 at a time. Seeing as the commander is the only one left, I will send him to replenish. And we're just gonna move these guys over here into the corner. And then we will move them back. And then we'll just do this again until that other troop is out of the house, which they just got out. So we'll send them to kill all of the archers. I had to play that very safe because I did not want to lose any of the commanders. In this game, it is permadeath. If the commander dies on an island, they will just be dead. Which means that you will not be able to use them in any subsequent battles. So especially on commanders that have traits or that I've invested a lot of money into, I don't want to lose them. Now, this is going to be normal and infantry, so I can likely defend this with just 2 commanders. And seeing as everybody has a class, I suppose I will give him his class as well. I don't have any archers, so I could get a popular commander with the archer trait. I think I will do that because more arrows firing means more arrows hitting. And especially if I can upgrade him to max level, he will be very useful. Now we will do this one, and I will use 1 pikeman and the archers that I just freshly got in order to defend this island. Now, the most dangerous thing on this island is going to be this house here, because it is going to be the most vulnerable, given that I brought pikemen and not infantry. However, that is why I brought the archers, seeing as they can take out almost the entirety of an army before that army has even landed on the island. You do need to be very careful with archers, because if you move them into the path of an enemy, they will typically end up in very dire straits. And this is where you see like the rock paper scissors element of this game almost. Shields beat archers, archers beat common infantry, and pikes typically beat shields so long as they aren't attacked while they're moving. Now this is likely, this will be my first restart. And that's because those shields I did not have anything really placed in the right spots for them. I really should have placed these pikemen here, because that will give probably the best defense to this house, and it will prevent anybody from trying to climb up, because they will need to go through the pikemen first. The houses that have been attacked will slowly lose out on that damage over time. They will not keep that damage. Now, these archers will be a lot better, and their aim will even improve as they get upgraded. However, it does require some upgrades before they will be able to knock anybody into the water who has a shield. But as you can see, they are still quite strong. It's just given the sheer amount of them, because I upgraded Commander with the popular trait for it. Now, as you see, they kind of get knocked back every time they get hit by an arrow. So if you hit them with enough arrows in quick succession, they will actually be able to kill them. And I did move my archers there on purpose because when the shield guys are attacking, they can't use their shields to block. So the easiest way to kill them when you have the numbers is to just run straight for them. As idiotic as that may seem. Now, I have access to... Oh. Okay. I now have access to Bardsey, which I will be attempting. However, first, I would like to unlock... let's see. I will unlock the Pike Charge ability of Donahue, because what that allows me to do... Actually, I will just show you what that allows. Here's Donahue. Now, he can place mines anywhere adjacent to where he's standing. So, I will have him place a mine over there, and I will have him place a mine right here. Then I will have his pikemen go up there, seeing as the first ship to arrive is going to be archers. I will actually move the pikemen. Let's move them down here because that way they can easily destroy those invading troops. Okay, I did not realize that the mines cause friendly fire. Perhaps we will be avoiding those in the future. I will, however, be moving Donahue over here again, because pikemen don't really move, so the mines will be a lot better suited to defense with pikemen instead of the infantry, because as you saw, one infantry got killed, or one infantry platoon almost entirely got wiped out when when Donahue's mine went off, so I guess we will attempt to not have that happen in the future. Oh, and I wanted to use the pikeman charge ability, but the pikemen, their ability is that when they aren't moving, or when you use that special ability they have, they charge in a straight line directly towards the other end. So they will run anybody through, and they will move at the same time, which is very useful in a group that cannot really move when they are attacking, because when they move, they cannot attack. So, whereas archers can still shoot and infantry can still provide like shields and whatnot. I might lose this house here. That's why I'm staying on the slowdown mode. I just want to see. Because I think if that one hits, we lose this house. Yeah. Okay, and this will be my second restart. Already doing 2 restarts. Well, let's try this again. However, this time, why don't we have Donahue set up his mines? We'll have him set up his mines both here and here. And this time, we will hopefully be able to use those. And we won't blow up our entire platoon fighting against foot archers. Well, only one remains, and we will have Donahue over here so that he's able to protect against this incoming group. And as you just saw, when a tree falls into water, they perish. That is, nobody from this island archipelago can swim. Don't ask me why, it's a gameplay mechanic. Who knows? Hopefully, well actually, why don't we do this time? We will have Donahue here. Sure, he will get a couple shots against him. However, then we can charge towards the archers and take out the last 2. And then we can take out this last guy. As I was saying, this is going to be the first video. I still haven't really made my brand, and I'm almost positive that I sound super stiff right now. So I think with some time I'll get a little more used to this, but I think this is a good ending spot here. I will not keep playing this. I will end this turn, and I will put one upgrade onto, well actually, I think I'm going to save the coins, and we will upgrade next time after we get our brand new traded commander again. Oh, and last thing before I go, these symbols with the white background mean that I will then be able to use those traits in any subsequent campaign. I would then be able to start with that trait. So, like you saw, I had the Philosopher's Stone and I had the popular trait unlocked, but I opted not to use either of those because we're going to be acting like this is a fresh playthrough. So I will pretend that I have not unlocked those, and if we end up losing on this playthrough, because a rule that I had given myself is I will only allow a maximum of 5 restarts in total, and we've already used 2. So I guess that means I have 3 left for the entire game, and if I can't complete it at 100%, I will just keep attempting it with the new unlocks we get throughout that time. I can already tell this island here is going to be very annoying to defend. However, it will be very necessary because we definitely do want this artifact down here, and this is the only island that connects to it. Other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and if you could please like, subscribe, share with anybody you think is going to be interested in this kind of content, and let me know what you'd rather see, because I don't have to keep playing this if you guys don't want me to. Alright, on that note, see ya.